lots of computer stores. First one he plants in front of the Rentec computer store in Sacramento. It was a block of nails it was a block of wood with nails coming up from it, the type of thing. You run over, it's going to ruin your car tire.
Right.
Yeah.
So the owner, Hugh Scruton, he walked over. And as soon as he picked up the chunk of wood, the entire thing exploded. Blew off most of his hand, fragmented his organs, impaled his heart. Ooh. He died almost instantly.
Nerd on nerd violence.
It is a shame.
That is sad.
It is a damn shame. Mm-hmm. They should be getting along. They should all be taking care of each other.
I agree.
So this one had sharp-edged chunks of metal, nails, splinters, had 3 10-inch pipes with a mix of potassium sulfate, potassium chloride.
What are those, like blade saw, like Pogs jammers? You know those jammers?
Yeah, jammers.
I do want to see, a live report of somebody, 50 feet away from it, just zoom in on this. This is where I got my splinter, right here.
Here.
If you zoom in, and they say splinters are one of the worst pains humans can have next to paper cuts.
Am I another victim of the Unabomber?
So I'll be here all day if you want to call or interview for interviews.
Ask me questions or something,
That
was my block of wood he ruined.
Yeah.
So anybody who's researched the Unabomber case, or anybody who was alive at any time in the mid-'90s, then you know about the sketch. The famous sketch of the Unabomber. That was what I
had on the folder that I kept all of my Unabomber clippings on. I took the picture of the sketch and I duct taped it to the front of the folder.
Yeah. So you may be asking yourself, why is it so shitty?
Yeah.
Why was it so wrong?
Why was it so cool? That's what I want to know.
It was cool shit.
Yeah, it made him look like a supervillain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a Mexican Lone Ranger.
Yeah, sure.
And the reason why it's so bad is because the only witness there ever was to any of the Unabomber's crimes was a secretary outside of Cam's Inc., which was in Salt Lake City. She saw a guy with a hooded sweatshirt and sunglasses put something down on the ground. And she said he was 6 feet tall, he was about 165, aviator sunglasses, wearing a hoodie, and she was all the way across the parking lot from this guy. She did not get a good look at him.
About secretaries is you don't want them to have that long of vision, because as soon as they start seeing freedom, they will go for it.
I know.
They are your slave. They are your soldier. They are your servant. They are your lover.
I think you're going to have a lot of sexual harassment claims when you're the boss of Henry Zabrowski Inc.
So the vice president of CAMS, Gary Wright, drives his truck into the parking lot, sees the piece of wood with the nails sticking out. It's the exact same thing. He kicks it, just going to kick it out of the way, and it blows up with the same force. But Gary Wright survived. This is what he said. He said, at first I thought I'd been shot. I started to bounce around quite a bit, and I could see my pants were missing from about my knee down my left leg. My shoes had been burned, and there were quite a few holes in my body.
Kick it. Damn. That's what you got to do. If you see something, never pick it up. If you have to touch it, give it a kick.
Yeah. You know what I would say? You know what's a good thing to do at a thing that you don't know what it is and you're not sure if it's a bomb or not? Throw a banana at it.
Yep.
From 20 yards away and see what happens.
Let the banana take the hit.
Yeah. This guy Wright, 11 years later, during the trial when they were doing victim impact statements, he said, I still remove pieces of shrapnel that continue to rise from below the surface of my skin.
It's kind of cool, though.
This is also another way, and I'm not going to really put this out there because I don't believe that you should murder anybody. But if you're having a hard time breaking up with somebody and you see a mysterious package, you could also tell them to go kick it.
Yeah.
Well, you could, but then don't. If you are that person, never kick something that someone tells you to kick.
How secure is your relationship?
They broke up, Henry.
I'm just saying.
Well, then it's not secure because they're broken up. No one should kill anybody.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. But think about it. Your partner dies a horrific bombing tragedy. You get all the points. But I'm just saying.
It's not at midnight. It's not the Comedy Central show, which we should be on, by the way.
Yeah.
Please.
Fans petition us for at midnight. I guess they're active on Twitter. You can reach Chris Hardwick there.
Yeah, that's where they get all their material from.
Right. But if you if you tell your boyfriend or ex-girlfriend to go kick something and they don't kick it and they say you go kick it, then how are you going to get out of you not kicking it?
Just don't kick it. Run away.
Run away. Get out of town. Tell them you gotta go. Tell them you forgot your bike at the bus stop. And then you just never go back, and you never see them again. You say goodbye to all your stuff.
So the next victim, this guy is definitely his nerdiest victim. His name is Dr. David Galertner.
Yeah.
No.
It's not a good name. Galertner. Because, they call him, like, the Galertner, and he had, like, one of those backpacks that were, like, 75 pounds.
Just sounds like at some point some unlucky bastard got a Galertner gun for like World War II, and when you shoot it, the barrel just droops and makes a sad sound.
Excuse me, Mrs. Harris, you forgot to assign homework.
Shut up, Galertner. I hope someone blows you up one day, you big old nerd.
I don't mean it. Galertner.
I just want to let you guys know that I have cut my own underwear, so in an attempt of a Grundy, I will not be feeling it. Thank you.
So he got blown up pretty bad. He did do kind of a badass thing. He drug himself down 5 flights of stairs and made it to the campus medical center. But he has the saddest quote. He said, "There are computer scientists far more distinguished than I. I don't even like computers that much."
He didn't even have the ego to get blown up. No, bro, this is your shot at the big leagues. You got blown up.
But you know what? It really inspired me to really get into the electric guitar, and so you'll see me on my new cover band, the Galertner Boys. We'll be covering the likes of the Wilkes Brothers and Travis Whitley, the tuba sensation.
He acted like Macklemore after he won the VMA award for best rapper. He's like, "I am sorry, I am not the best. I do not."
You're a computer scientist far more distinguished than I.
I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you to whoever sent the bomb. I never thought I'd be doing this interview number 1. No one ever talked to me before.
All right, no one's really given me a Band-Aid yet. I'd really appreciate one of those as well.
And Kaczynski doubled up on this guy because not only did he blow him up, but he also called up Galertner's brother, who was a geneticist, and just told him, "You are next."
But he was too busy on a motorcycle with a woman in a halter top smoking a cigarette next to Yosemite Canyon.
Yeah, they don't call me Galertner. They call me Mr. G. Yeah.
Have you met me? Yeah, my name's G. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How'd you find out my last name was Galertner?
Her last name's Galertner, and she leaves him. Come on.
That's how nerdy these people were. This is where, Ted thought, Ted was cool.
Yeah.
First time in his life.
So the next fatality, this is when he's on his run. This is 1994. All of these bombings have been...
How much time has passed here now?
Oh, man. So far, this has been 16 years. He started in 1978. And this is in 1994, so he's been going for 16 years.
On average,
now.
how long did he take between each bomb?
I would
some
say
were months and some were years.
Yeah,
right.
I would say on average, because there was a 6-year gap between one. There was a 3-year gap between another, and then other times he was doing them, just like month after month. And you don't really know why. We do kind of know why how he chose these people. He would go and look through directories at the libraries. He would look through these printed directories. He would order them and look through all these printed directories of professors all throughout the United States. And even though he didn't necessarily know much about these people, he would just see, Galertner, associate professor of computers.
And from his mind, he's watching. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get all these jocks." Yeah.
Yeah.
He just keeps bombing worse nerds than him.
Because in his mind, these were the jocks.
These were the jocks.
So it's December 10th, 1994, and we're getting real close to him being captured here. But he sends a mail bomb to Thomas Moser, who... He was unfairly depicted as helping Exxon Valdez clean up their image after the big spill in the early 90s. Mm-hmm. So Ted zeroed in on that guy.
So Ted was... He was a member of ELF now? He was like a member of the Weathered Underground?
He thought he
got all
was,
liberal all of a sudden?
But we said at the same time, the Weather Underground was like full of a bunch of people writhing around each other, having sex and doing acid and having a great time and killing people.
Yeah, blowing up. Well, they never actually killed anyone. Well, the group did.
No, Ted had an old